topics natin. So, yan, pasadaan natin. Okay, start. So, what is analytic geometry? So, analytic geometry, so it is defined as the branch of mathematics that deals with geometrical figures and their properties as described using algebraic quantities, usually using coordinate systems. So, analytic geometry, di ba? Pag plane or solid geometry, di ba, i-describe natin siya, di ba? Parang, meron tayong mga geometric figures like squares, rectangles, triangles. Pero dito, sasamahan natin siya ng algebra. So, we'll use algebra, no, para i-describe natin yung mga properties ng mga figures natin. So, that's why analytic geometry. Okay? Now, ano yung common applications ng analytic geometry natin? Napaka-common, actually, no? So, for example, ayan, so, madidiscuss nyo yan sa dynamics set nyo. So, meron tayong projectile, may cannonball tayo na hinagis, ganyan yung direction. So, we can describe yung motion ng projectile natin, no, using three variables, no? Yung horizontal position niya, which is x, yung vertical position niya, which is y, and yung time element na t. So, x and y, no, commonly, yan yung, so x and y, yan yung common variables natin for analytic geometry natin. Okay? Another application is ito. So, 3D na siya, no? So, 3D, this is a 3D solution, no, to the heat equation. So, heat equation, isa siyang partial differential equation kung matatandaan nyo sa advanced engineering math classes ninyo nung college. So, ito yung 3D graph niya. Okay? So, sino ba yung proponents ng analytic geometry? So, dalawa sila, no? So, si René Descartes, yan, at saka si Pierre de Fermat. Silang dalawa. So, bakit silang dalawa, no? Na-invento ni Descartes yung unang-una, then independently, na-invent din ni Fermat yung analytic geometry. Okay po? Yan. So, some introduction lang naman to, okay? So now, let's proceed now to the core of our topic. So first, yung Cartesian coordinate system muna natin. So, of course, familiar tayo dyan. Meron tayong x-axis dito, yung horizontal, and y-axis yung vertical. Then, the intersection of these two axes is called the origin. So, ang coordinates niyan, no, is 0 and 0. Always yan. Origin is 0, 0. Also, we can take a certain point here and then describe its location within the Cartesian plane using the coordinates x and y. So, x and y. Yan yung location niyan. So, yung x, yung unang value dito sa coordinates niya is called the x coordinate or the abscissa. Okay? And the second coordinate, which is y, ang tawag sa kanya ay y coordinate or the ordinate of the point. Okay, kuha po. Yan. So, another element sa Cartesian plane natin, meron tayong apat na quadrants, kung matatandaan ninyo. Meron tayong quadrant 1, quadrant 2, dito. Tama? Quadrant 3, dito. And then, quadrant 4, dito naman. So, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So, may kanya-kanyang signs yan nung x and may kanya-kanyang sign yan yung x and y, kung positive siya or negative. Depende sa location niya dito, kung anong quadrant siya. Yan. So, hindi ko na i-describe actually, no? I'm sure familiar na tayo dyan. Okay? So, now, let's discuss now. Halimbawa, meron naman tayong, may line tayo, then meron tayong 2 points dyan. So, point P1, so coordinates x1 and y1, and point P2 coordinates x2 and y2. Yan. x2 and y2. Then, ano pa ba? So, ang first na kukunin natin ngayon ay yung distance between 2 points. So, distance from point P1 to point P2. So, described by P1, P2 or variable P. Ano yung distance niya? Okay? So, now, what we can do is, pwede tayong mag-drawing ng right triangle dyan. Right triangle, so perpendicular siya dito. So, right triangle, yan. Then, let's get the lengths of the legs. So, ito yung first leg. Ito yung first leg. Ito, first leg. Paano natin kukunin yung length niyan? So, alam natin yung x-coordinate nitong point na to is x1. Tama? x1. And then, alam natin yung x-coordinate nito. Itong point na to is the same as the x-coordinate of this one. Eh, alam natin, yung x-coordinate naman nito is x2. Tama? x2. Okay. So, therefore, ano yung length nito? Tama? So, yung length nitong segment na to is just the difference between the x-coordinates. So, that is x2 minus x1. Actually, kahit wala ng absolute value yan, okay lang naman. Because x2 minus x1 is always positive or 0. So, hindi siya magiging negative. Okay? Now, similarly, alam natin, ano yung y-coordinate naman ng point na to is the same as the y-coordinate of this point. Tama? Y-coordinate nito is y1. And this point, yan, ang y-coordinate naman niya is, of course, yung y-coordinate niya, y2. So, therefore, ano yung length ng segment na to? It's just the difference. Ulit, difference ng y-coordinate. So, y2 minus y1. So, again, kahit wala na absolute value yan. So, makikita nyo, the base has length x2 minus x1. The height has length y2 minus y1. And since this is a right triangle, paano natin makukuha yung eto? Tama, this is a hypotenuse. So, makukuha natin yung length niyan using Pythagorean theorem. Okay? Pythagorean theorem. So, t equals square root of a squared plus b squared. So, a is x2 minus x1 and b is y2 minus y1. So, pasok natin. So, we'll get now the distance formula na familiar tayo. So, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So, yan. So, I'm sure tandaan natin yan. Of course, meron yung 3D version. Extend lang natin. Meron lang tayong additional na z term. So, z2 minus z1 quantity squared. Okay po, nakasundan po. Yan. So, that's all for distance formula. So, next. Ayan. Given ulit tayo ng x1, y1 and x2, y2. So, hanapin naman natin this point. So, label natin as M, no? So, such that, i-divide niya yung segment na to into two equal parts. So, equal. So, masasabi natin, pag equal tong dalawa, point M is the midpoint of the segment connecting x1, y1, and x2, y2. So, ang tanong ngayon sa atin is, ano yung coordinates ng M? Okay? And, this is the right triangle. Then, ito yung x1, ito yung x1, x2, y1, y2 na describe natin kanina. Then, let's project M. Papunta doon, papunta dito. So, ngayon, of course, since M is the midpoint, no? And by ratio and proportion, no? Nakikita natin yan. Ratio and proportion, this point is also the midpoint of this segment. So, ito. So, midpoint na to, nung segment na to. Ito naman, midpoint na to, nung segment na to. Okay? So, starting with this one, so sabi ko, midpoint to nung segment na to. But alam natin, x1, x2. So, left end x1, right end x2. So, paano natin kukunin yung midpoint na to, yung yung coordinate na to? So, we get the average nung dalawa natin. So, average, x1 plus x2 all over 2. So, average lang tayo. Similarly, itong point naman na to, since midpoint siya nung segment na to, we get the average ulit nung y1 and y2. So, we have y1 plus y2 all over 2. So, therefore, ito yung x-coordinate ngayon ni M and y-coordinate naman to ni M. Therefore, the midpoint M is given by this formula. So, average ng x-coordinates and average ng y-coordinates. Yan. So, midpoint M. Now, pwede naman, of course, pwede natin i-extend yan to 3D. So, may additional term ulit tayo, Z1 plus Z2 all over 2. Okay po? Nasundan naman po. Okay. So, that's all for midpoint formula. Now, next. Again, ito na naman tayo sa point X, point P1 and P2 natin. So, instead naman na midpoint M, we designate an arbitrary point P, no, ang coordinates ngayon ay X and Y, such that yung segment ngayon, i-divide yung total segment in the ratio M is to N. So, M is to N. Okay? So, ngayon, ang question naman sa atin ngayon, ano ang coordinates ni P? So, again, we do the projection ulit tayo. Now, project natin siya, and since sabi ko nga kanina, linear ang relationships ng mga lines natin, so, of course, we can project the ratios na meron tayo. So, kung M is to N, ito, so, i-project natin sa base, yung ratio na to, so, mupala muna, X and Y. So, project natin sa base, M is to N. So, M is to N. Okay po? Similarly, yung ratio na to, i-project naman natin dito sa vertical. So, meron din tayong ratio na M is to N. Okay? So, now, ang tanong sa atin, so, paano naman natin kukunin yung X-coordinate? Halimbawa, X-coordinate muna tayo. So, ano yung X-coordinate? Given na yung segment na to, i-divide niya in the ratio M is to N. So, we can do yung ratio and proportion natin. So, starting with X minus X1, itong length na to, yan, itong length na to. So, makikita natin, yung length na to is just of ratio M, no? So, may ratio M siya. But the total segment, ang total ratio niya is M plus N. Tama? So, M plus N. So, therefore, ano yung fractional part nitong segment na to? So, makikita natin, may component siya na M over the total M plus N. So kung yung total length ng segment natin is X2 minus X1, ito yon. So, itong part na to, ang fractional component niya ay M all over M plus N. So, M parts all over the total M plus N. So, po. Yan. So, now, we solve for X, of course, and simplify things, you'll get this formula for the X coordinate. Okay? Similarly, ganun din yung magiging atake natin. So, we have this portion, no, na ang part niya ay M. And the total length, the total part of this is M plus N. So, therefore, so Y2 minus Y1, so itong part na to is just M all over M plus N nung total length nung Y segment natin. So, again, simplifying things to solve for Y, we'll get this formula. Okay? So, therefore, the coordinates of P, no, due to the line division, is this formula. So, mx2 plus nx1 all over m plus n plus my2 plus ny1 all over m plus n. So, beware lang po. So, nauuna dito si x2. So, kung ang ratio natin is m is to n, where m is mas malapit sa point 1, no? M is mas malapit sa point 1. So, dapat dito ang katabi ni M is yung X2. Okay? Yung second point. And yung katabi naman ni N is yung first point natin. Okay? Okay lang. So, beware lang X2 plus X1. Okay? So, again, we can extend it to 3D. So, may additional lang tayo na Z term. So, MZ2 plus NZ1 all over M plus N. So, wag po natin. So, para mas magets natin tong concept na to, let's try solving this problem. So, problem number 4, sa handouts natin, ito muna unahin ko, no? So, find the point of division of the line segment joining A, 4 and 5, and B, negative 3 and negative 2. If it is divided into two segments, one of which is 3 times as long as the other. Okay? So, may kita natin, di ba? Dito, sa formula natin, di ba, definite yung location, definite yung location ng M saka N natin. Yung M is nearer to point 1, tama dito? And N is nearer to point 2. Pero, sa problem na to, ang sinabi lang sa atin is that one of which is 3 times as long as the other. So ang tanong ngayon dyan, di ba, hindi natin alam kung saan located yung mas mahabang segment. Kung mas malapit ba sa point A or mas malapit ba sa point B. Hindi natin alam yan. Ang alam lang natin, the ratio of the segments is just 1:3 or 3:1. Depende sa location ng dalawang segments natin. Hindi pa natin alam. So since hindi natin alam, so there are two possible answers kasi i-consider natin both cases. So consider natin 1:3, consider natin 3:1. So let's consider now two cases. First case, sabihin natin 1:3, 3:1 muna. So let m equals 3 and n equals 1. So, ibig sabihin, pag m equals, ibig sabihin, yung mas mahabang segment, mas malapit kay point A. So, ito muna yung consider natin. Mas mahabang segment, mas malapit kay point A. Okay? So, therefore, since yung mas mahabang, yung m natin is nearest to point A, dapat yung katabi ni m is point B, yung mas malayo. Okay? And yung katabi naman ni n is yung mas malapit, which is point A. Okay po? Yan. So, this is the formula for the x. Substitute 3 and 1 for m and n. X coordinate ni B, negative 3. X coordinate ni A is 4. Okay? So, pasok sa calcu, we'll get the value of x, negative 5/4. Similarly, so y coordinate, so same pattern, palitan lang yung x ng y. So, yb plus ya. Okay? Substitute. So, substitute m equals 3, m equals 1. Y coordinate ni B, negative 2. Y coordinate ni A, which is 5. Okay? So, pasok ulit sa calcu, we'll get negative 1/4. So, therefore, one possible point of division natin is negative 5/4 and negative 1/4. Okay po? Yan. So, okay na tayo sa first case natin. So, let's now consider the second case. Okay, second case, consider natin yung 1:3 na ratio natin. So, m equals 1, n equals 3. So, the shorter segment is mas malapit kay point A. So, we use the same formula again. Okay, but this time, m equals 1. Tama? M equals 1 and n equals 3. Pasok. So, m equals 1, n equals 3. So, x coordinate ni B ulit is negative 3. Okay? And y coordinate ni B is 4. So, calculating, so we'll get 9/4. So, this is the x coordinate. Next, similarly, y coordinate, palitan ulit yung x ng y. Tama? So, myb. So, m again is 1. N is 3. Y coordinate ni B is negative 2. And y coordinate ni A is 5. So, pasok natin lahat yan dito. Ayan po siya. So, you will get 13/4. So, therefore, the second possible line of division natin is 9/4 and 13/4. So, final answers natin. So, questions po? Okay naman? Nasundan naman po itong problem na to? Okay, so let's proceed now. So, if may questions po kayo, mag-chat lang po kayo sa live Q&A natin and may kita ko po yan. Okay? So, next, consider halimbawa. So, 2 points yung kanina natin, di ba? So, now, let's consider 3 points, no? To form a triangle. So, let's consider this triangle. So, may points P1, P2, and P3. So, given yung coordinates natin, so, first question, of course, is ano yung area ng triangle na to? So, area ng triangle, no? Given 3 points. Of course, yung pwedeng work around natin dyan, di ba? Pag hindi nyo alam may shortcut siya dito, no, actually, pero, if makalimutan nyo yun, actually, pwede nyo kunin yung lengths ng segments natin. Yung lengths ng sides niya using distance formula. And then, we use the Heron's formula. So, alam na natin yung sides. We use the Heron's formula to calculate the area of the triangle. Pero of course, may shortcut tayo dyan, no? So, paano natin gagamitin tong coordinates na to get the area of this triangle? Okay? So, actually, ang derivation niya, no, kung makita nyo, kung may book kayo ni Vance, no, Vance, medyo luma na siyang book, no, kung makita nyo, ang ginawa niya, pinoject niya yung tatlong points to the x-axis. So, makakabuo tayo ngayon ng tatlong trapezoid. So, this trapezoid, ito, plus this trapezoid, ito, minus this trapezoid, na maliit na to. Yan. So, itong tatlong trapezoid na to, so ito, plus ito, minus ito, you'll get the area of the triangle. Now, yung lengths ng bases and heights natin is trivial na. So, y1, y2, y3. Ito ay y2 minus y1, tama? And this is y3 minus y2. And this is y3 minus, mali pala, x2 minus x1. This is x3 minus x2. And the entire thing is x3 minus x1. So, yun yung basis natin. Okay? Tapos, i-rewrite nyo lang siya para maging matrix form yung itsura. Ganun yung ginawa niya. So, the formula, so first is this one. So, kung nakikita nyo to, no, kung nakikita nyo sa surveying class nyo nung college, no, itong formula na to, sa libro ni Laput, tama, ni Johnny Laput, ito yung, ganito yung itsura ng formula. So, paano natin kukunin ngayon yung area, given this format, para sa formula natin. So, first, i-copy natin. Copyin natin yung first column. So, x1, y1. Then, mag-cross multiply na tayo. Okay? So, starting with this one, itong direction na to, pababa. Pag pababa yung direction natin, so, positive siya. Ibig sabihin, i-add natin siya dun sa final area natin. So, magiging plus x1, y2. Sabihin yan. So, plus x1 times y2. Ta-times natin yung dalawa, then attach the positive sign sa kanya. So, plus x1, y2. Similarly, again, so plus x2, y3. So, plus, then i-multiply natin tong dalawa. Then, plus, pag-multiply ulit natin tong dalawa, x3, y1. Okay? Now, considering the other direction, pag pataas naman yung arrow natin, ibig sabihin, i-minus natin siya dun sa final area natin. So, ibig sabihin, minus y1 times x2, pag-multiply ulit. Then, minus y2 times x3. Tama po? Then, minus y3 times x1. Yan. So, ganyan po siya. Yung shoelace, yung tinatawag natin shoelace method. So, clear naman sa atin bakit siya itsura yung shoelace, kasi itsura siyang parang nagsisintas ng sapatos. Kita nyo? Parang nagsisintas. Kaya siya shoelace method. Okay? So, ganyan po, pag-calculate ng area. Okay? Now, another formula, yung mas common na formula, no, sa mga international textbooks is this one, no, tinatawag na Sarus method. So, ito yung formula niya. So, nag-add ka lang ng 1 sa first row ng matrix natin. So, para maging 3 by 3 yung matrix natin. So, ang gagawin, kukunin natin yung determinant. Erase all. So, kukunin natin yung determinant nitong matrix na to, 3 by 3, then times 1/2 sa labas. Ganun lang yan. So, paano natin calculate yung area niyan? Ay, yung determinant ng matrix. So, we can copy the first two columns and then proceed like the above. Ayan. Cross, cross. Okay. Cross pa rin. Okay? Ayan. Okay po? So, of course, pag two-dimensional, ito yung suggested ko, no? Mas maliit siya, mas konti yung gagawin mo na multiplications. Pag 3D, halimbawa, 3D area of the triangle, of course, force kang gumamit nito, pero, gagawin nyo, yung mga 1 dito, ito, mga 1 dito, we need to replace it by Z1, Z2, Z3. So, Z1, Z2, Z3. So, Z coordinates dito sa first. Or kung actually may kita nyo sa mga textbooks, mauuna yung X, tama? Sunod yung Y, then sunod yung Z. Pero actually, parehas lang naman sila, no? Kasi ang magbabago lang naman dyan, yung sign ng area natin. So, pwede siyang maging positive or negative, depende sa value ng determinant natin. But of course, ayan. So, ganun siya. So, po. So, ayan. So, i-discuss natin to. So, discuss natin to more in depth sa example na to. So, okay? Example na to, mamaya na pala. So, next na element ng triangle natin is the centroid of the triangle. So, centroid is defined, so muna, so, as the intersection of median. So, where median is the line segment from one vertex of the triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side. So, if we have, for example, we have point P1, tas midpoint ng opposite side. So, yun. So, midpoint ng opposite side, pag connect mo yung dalawa, so you'll get median. So, median to. Okay? So, now, what is the centroid? So, if we have two more medians, so i-drawing pa natin. So, median 2, median from point 3. So, may kita natin, it intersects at a common point. No? So, ito yun. So, ito yung common point natin. So, it is called the centroid of the triangle. Okay? Centroid of the triangle. Unique property ng kahit anong triangle, no? Lahat ng medians niya nag-intersect at one common point. Kahit equilateral man siya, right triangle, isosceles, so, basta ganun, always mag-intersect yung tatlong medians niya at one common point called the centroid. Okay? So, of course, given ng 3 points, di ba? So, of course, natural question natin, paano natin kukunin yung centroid ng triangle natin? So, para ma-derive natin yan, we use yung isang theorem natin on the property of centroids, which is the centroid of the triangle divides the medians in the ratio 1:2. So, ibig sabihin, kung i-consider ko itong, pilit muna natin, yan. So, kung i-consider ko itong segment na to, for example, ayan, so ito daw, itong centroid na to, i-divide daw niya yung segment in the ratio 1:2. So, basically, it's a line division problem, no? So, 1:2 ang ratio, so you can set m equals 1 and n equals 2 dun sa formula natin for line division. Okay? Similarly, 1:2 and then 1:2. So, again, it's a line division problem. So, i-leave ko na sa inyo as an exercise, no? Kung paano i-derive yung formula for the line division, so for the centroid, no? Using the line division. So, the formula is this one. So, familiar na familiar tayo, no? So, para siyang analogy ng midpoint formula natin. So, what we will do is to get the average of the x coordinates ng vertices ng triangle natin and then get the average of the y coordinates. So, x1, x2, x3 over 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 over 3. Okay, kuha po. So, discuss na natin to through the examples. So, given tayo, point A, B, and C. Let's now get the area and the point of intersection of the medians. Okay? So, we have the area of the triangle using the shoelace formula. Ito yung shoelace formula natin. Okay? And then, we substitute now the coordinates. XA, 2, YA, -5. XB, 6, YB, 2. XC, we have 4 here, and YC, 1 here. Okay? Substitute. X, copy natin yung first column natin, 2, -5. Now, gawin natin, so, labas muna natin si 1/2. So, 1/2 times this quantity na kukunin natin ngayon. Starting with the downward, plus siya, so plus 2 times 2. So, plus 2 times 2. Next, plus 6 times 1. Okay? Then, plus 4 times -5. So, plus 4 times -5. Then, consider naman natin yung other direction. So, we have minus -5 times 6. Okay? Then, minus 2 times 4. Okay, multiply lang natin. Then, minus 1 times 2. Okay? So, minus 1 times 2. So, makikita natin. So, ito na yung buong expansion ng shoelace method natin. Okay? So, ipasok natin yan sa calcu. This one, you'll get the area 5 square units. So, don't worry kung, halimbawa, nag-negative yung area nyo. Halimbawa, negative 5 square units. So, don't worry. Gawin nyo lang positive always. Okay? Kasi always positive ang area. Wala namang effect yun sa magiging answer natin. Okay? Ayan. So, 5 square units. Okay po. Next, let's locate the coordinates of the point of intersection of the medians. No? So, point of intersection of the medians, based sa discussion natin kanina, it's called the centroid of the triangle. So, always, median, centroid agad dyan. Okay? So, again, so, calculate centroid. So, average ng x coordinates. So, 2 plus 6 plus 4 all over 3. And then, average ng y coordinates. So, negative 5 plus 2 plus 1 all over 3. So, we'll get, ayan. So, this is the final answer for the centroid of the triangle. So, okay tayo dito sa problem. By the way, problem number 2 sa handouts nyo to. Yan. Baka kasi nagka-random-random yung order dito. Para smooth yung discussion natin. Okay? So, okay po. Sundan. Yan. So, next. Okay na tayo sa triangles, no? So, let's now consider another element sa Cartesian coordinate system natin. So, tinatawag na lines. So, line. So, we have a line, straight line. So, contains point P, coordinates X and Y. So, now, itong line na to, of course, kumikita nyo, naka-incline siya, no? So, itong inclination na to, usually, dinedescribe siya using what we call the slope. Yan, we call the slope of the line, no? Slope of the line is the inclination defined as the rise of the run. So, rise, yan. So, ito yung rise natin. So, rise, which is y2 minus y1, over run. Yung run natin, this one, okay, which is x2 minus x1. So, ratio lang ng rise over run, y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So, that is the slope m of the line. Okay? Now, another component ng line natin is this one. So, makikita nyo, yung line, nag-intersect siya sa x-axis. So, ang tawag sa point na to is the x-intercept of the line. Okay? So, x-intercept is denoted by the variable a. So, small letter a for the x-intercept. And for the x-intercept, the y-coordinate equals 0. Always yan. Okay? Now, another component, makikita nyo, nag-intersect naman siya dun sa y-axis natin. Okay? So, y-axis, so ito siya, ang tawag ngayon sa kanya ay y-intercept. Okay? So, it intersects the y-axis. So, it is denoted by the variable b, small letter b, for the y-intercept. And for the y-intercept, we let x equals 0. So, again, if, for example, ito, again, for x-intercept, we let y equals 0. For y-intercept, we let x equals 0. Yan. So, para makuha nyo yung x and y intercepts. Okay po? Yan. So, okay. Okay, so ito yung line natin. So, of course, another natural question sa atin is, paano natin i-describe yung line, no? Using algebra, no? Using equations natin. So, yan na. So, i-proceed na tayo sa equations of the lines later. So, example muna tayo. So, to employ yung concept ng slope natin. So, first, example tayo. So, find the abscissa of a point whose ordinate is 5 if this point is collinear with points negative 1, negative 2, and 4, 2. So, find the slope of the line. Okay, so makikita natin, collinear sila. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, halimbawa, meron akong 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Halimbawa, meron akong 3 points dito, no? For example. So, collinear, ibig sabihin, they lie on the same line. So, pwede tayong mag-pass through ng isang line dyan na dadaan sa lahat ng points na to. So, ibig sabihin, pag dumaan siya sa lahat ng points na to, itong tatlong points na to ay collinear with one another. Okay? Kaya siya collinear. Now, anong property ng collinear? Pag collinear, anong ibig sabihin? So, mapapansin nyo, dumaan siya on single line. Alam natin, yung single line na to, of course, iisa lang ang slope niya, which is m. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, if we get 2 points along this line, you will get the slope m. Pag kumuha pa ulit tayo, halimbawa, nung 2 points pa tayo, for example, ito, saka ito, you'll also get the same slope, which is m. Because this line, slope niya ay m. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, kapag collinear, ang slope niya ay equal to each other. Tama? Equal silang m. So, ibig sabihin, pag slope are equal, so denote natin yung desired point B, point C, which is x and 5. Hindi pa natin alam si x. Ito yung hinahanap natin. Yung abscissa niya. Okay? So, if points are collinear, the slopes are equal. So, therefore, the slope of AB is equal to the slope of AC. So, the slope of AB, so anong formula natin dyan? It's YB minus YA all over XB minus XA. So, similarly, for slope ng AC, we have YC minus YA all over XC minus XA. Yan. Okay? So, now, let's substitute the points, the coordinates. So, YB minus YA all over XB minus XA, then equals YC minus YA all over XC minus XA. So, X equals 1. Okay? So, now, this is one equation, one unknown. So, pwede kayo mag-shift solve dito, or pwedeng manu-manuin nyo ng pag-solve, i-cross multiply, itira nyo si x minus 1 dun sa, halimbawa, sa left side, and then solve for x thereafter. Okay? So, you'll get x equals 25 over 4 as the final answer. Okay po? Yan. So, yan. So, ganyan lang i-apply yung concept ng slopes natin for collinear points natin. Okay po? So, next. Yan. Consider tayo sa equations of the lines natin. So, there are several forms of the equation of the line. So, first, standard form, ax plus by equals c. So, of course, first question natin, paano natin kukunin yung slope ng line na to given this form of the equation? So, kung i-derive nyo siya, mamaya i-explain ko. So, the slope of the line M is just negative of the coefficient of x over the coefficient of y. Okay? So, for example, meron kang 2x plus, halimbawa, 3y equals 6. Ayan. For example, kung meron kang standard form ng equation of the line, dito, 2x plus 3y equals 6, the slope M of this is negative of the coefficient of x, which is 2, over the coefficient of y, which is 3. So, therefore, the slope of this line is negative 2 over 3. Kuha po. Next, we have also the general form. Anong difference na with standard form? May kita natin, standard form, yung C nandito sa right side. Okay? Yung general form, yung C nasa left side naman. Okay? And yung 0, of course, 0 siya sa right side. Always yan, pag general form. Now, another one is called the slope-intercept form, equals y equals mx plus b. So, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So, now, paano natin actually madederive to, no? Slope, given the standard form, you write the equation into the slope-intercept form. So, you need to solve for y in terms of x. And yung magiging coefficient ni x, yun yung magiging slope ng line natin, which is negative a over b. Okay? Now, point slope form. So, given 1 point, and of course, the slope of the line. So, y minus y1 equals m times quantity x minus x1. Okay? Now, another one, yung extension niya, given 2 points. So, 2-point formula. So yung M, same lang sa point slope, papalitan natin ng y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Ganyan lang siya. No? So in case makalimutan nyo yung 2-point formula, so tandaan nyo lang yung point slope form. So you need to get first the slope M before using the point slope form. Okay? So another one is given two intercepts, the x and the y intercept. So the equation of the line is x over a plus y over b equals 1. Okay? So kuha po natin. So ito lang yan. Yung anim na forms ng equation of the line. So sige. Examples ulit tayo. So bago yan. So we have parallel and perpendicular lines muna. So pag parallel lines, may kita natin M1 and M2. So may kita natin dito sa figure natin kapag ito, parallel itong dalawa, tapos parang same sila ng inclination. So actually, it is given, no, kapag parallel lines, equal sila ng slope. So, meaning, equal ang inclination ng dalawa. Okay? Pag perpendicular lines naman, tulad nito, M1 saka M2, yung slopes nila multiply to negative 1. So, ibig sabihin, yung slope nito, for example, slope ng M1 equals negative ng reciprocal ng M2. So, negative 1 over M2. So, conversely, M2 equals negative reciprocal ng M1. So, M2 is negative 1 over M1. Kuha po. So mamaya, i-discuss natin yan. So, examples na tayo. Okay? So, given this triangle, so problem number 3. So, given this triangle with vertices A, 9 and 6, B, 1 and 4, and C, 7 and 2. Find the equation first of the side AB. So, meaning, find the equation of side AB, meaning find the equation of the line that passes through the points A and B. Okay? So, ito yung point A natin, ito yung point B natin. Find the equation of the line passing through points A and B. So, given 2 points, so alam natin 2-point formula. Tama? So, 2-point formula. So, which is given by this one. So, y minus ya equals the slope of the line, yb minus ya all over xb minus xa times the quantity x minus xa. Substitute lahat ng points natin, lahat ng coordinates. Ito siya. Tama? 4 minus 6, 1 minus 9. Tama? Then x minus 9, y minus 6. Okay? So next, simplify natin yung slope. So magiging 1/4 siya. Multiply both sides by 4. Magiging 4 times y minus 6 dito sa left side, then equals 1 times x minus 9 or x minus 9 lang sa right side natin. Okay? Distribute 4. So, distribute 4. 4y minus 24 equals x minus 9. And then, ilipat natin lahat sa right side. Lipat natin sa right side. So, x lipat sa right side, minus 4y. Lipat sa right side, so plus 24, minus 9. So we get the final form, x minus 4y plus 15 equals 0 for the equation of side AB. Okay po? Yan. So next. So titignan muna natin. Yan. Okay na. So next. Find the equation of the line. Ito na. Next, problem B. Find the equation of the line through 0, negative 3, and parallel to BC. So, parallel to BC. So, first, ang gagawin natin, let's get the equation of line BC. So, get the slope of BC first. So, slope ng BC, so, meaning we need to get the slope of points B and C. So, given yan, point B, point C. So, the slope of this line, okay, slope natin, so YC minus YB all over XC minus XB. Okay, substitute the coordinates, you'll get negative 1/3. Okay? So now, ito muna yung sagot. Sorry, nauna na. Yan. So, si point BC daw, of course, passes through the point B. Of course, it contains the point B. Okay? So, what is the equation of line BC. Yun yung tanong natin. So, what's the equation of line BC? Equals x plus 3y for the first. Bakit naging x plus 3y niyan, sir? Kasi ganito yan. Diba? Matatandaan natin, diba, that the slope of the line is equal to negative a over b. Tama po? So, the slope of the line is given by negative a over b. Now, comparing coefficients, may kita natin that a equals 1. Tama? And b equals 3. Tama? Parehas may negative. So, pwede natin direct comparison tayo. So, a equals 1 and b equals b. So, therefore, this is the coefficient of x, yung 1, and this is the coefficient of y, yung b. So, coefficient of x, 1, coefficient of y, which is 3. Yan. So, yan. So, ganyan yung shortcut natin. Pagkuha ng equation of the line. So, given yung slope natin. Okay? So, now, magpapass through daw siya sa point 1 and 4. So, what we can do is to equate it. Ang gagawin natin, buray muna natin. Eraser. Ayan. So, ang gagawin natin, so, erase ko muna. Ayan. So, ang gagawin natin, diba? Since magpapass through siya dito sa point na to, we substitute this to x, tama, x coordinate, and then we substitute this to y. Substitute natin. So, we'll get this one. Substitute 1 and 4. Tama po? So, 1 times 1, so 1, 3 times 4, 12. So, you'll get 13. So, therefore, the equation of line BC is x plus 3y equals 13. Tama po? Ayan. So, this is the equation of line BC. Now, of course, din yung tanong, no? So, paano natin kukunin yung line na parallel dito sa line BC? So, kung matatandaan nyo kanina, di ba, pag parallel lines, equal ang slope natin. Tama? So, pag equal ang slope, so equal to. Tama? Yung negative a over b. Since negative a over b ay equal sila. So, since equal sila, therefore, parehas sila ng a saka b. So, ibig sabihin, kung parehas sila ng a saka b, parehas tong part na to. Tama? Parehas sila. X plus 3y. So, ibig sabihin, if the desired line is parallel to BC, we get the same form for it. So, x plus 3y din. Yung magiging forma niya. Okay? So, the desired line, so, umpisa niya ay x plus 3y as well. Now, the desired line is given na passing through the point 0 on negative 3. So, tulad kanina, we substitute, eraser. Yan. Then, so, we substitute this one, x coordinate dito, sa x niya, and then we substitute the y coordinate dito, sa y naman niya. Ayan. So, substitute 0 and negative 3 sa x and y, you'll get negative 9 dito. So, therefore, yung equation ng hinahanap nating line is x plus 3y equals negative 9. Or x plus 3y plus 9 equals 0. So, that is the general form of the equation of the line. Okay po? Nakuha po natin. So, I hope nasundan natin yan. So, next item, problem C. What is the equation of the perpendicular bisector of side AC? Okay? Side AC. So, first, we have this. Perpendicular bisector of AC is the line. So, perpendicular bisector is the line that is perpendicular to and passing through the midpoint, again, of the AC. Midpoint of AC. So, again, the keywords are perpendicular and through the midpoint. Okay? So, kailangan natin hanapin perpendicular to. Sabihin, kailangan natin hanapin yung slope ng line perpendicular kay AC. And midpoint, kailangan naman natin yung hanapin yung midpoint ng AC. So, isa-isay natin. First, the midpoint of AC. So, alam na natin yan. Average ng X, average ng Y. Okay? We'll get 8 and 4. Next, slope of line AC. So, alam na rin natin yan. YC minus YA all over xc minus xa. So this is the slope of the line 2. 2 over 1. So bakit ko sinirite na 2 over 1? Mamaya. So now, kung nakuha na natin yung midpoint and yung slope ng line, so consider na natin yung perpendicular bisector natin. Sabi sa problem, perpendicular siya sa side AC. So perpendicular, ibig sabihin yung slope niya is negative reciprocal dapat netong slope ng line AC. So meaning, the slope of the line perpendicular is negative reciprocal, negative 1/2. Ito na yung slope ng perpendicular bisector natin. Okay? Next. Ito na yung slope ng perpendicular bisector natin. Ito na yung point niya. Tama, 8 and 4. Ito yung slope. So, pwede na tayo dyan actually mag-point slope form. Tama? Point slope formula. Or, pwede nyo gamitin yung shortcut. So, ito, di ba? This is RA. So, this is A. Tama? Ito yung 1. Ito yung 2. This is your B. Tama po? So, therefore, the equation is x plus 2y. So, 1x plus 2y. Tama po? Then, substitute yung point na dadaanan niya, which is 8 and 4. Okay? Substitute 8 and 4 to the formula. So, you'll get 16 here. So, x plus 2y minus 16 equals 0 for the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Ayan. So, gets po? Kuha naman. Okay. So, next. So, problem 5. So, ito na. So, ito, medyo mas mahirap to, no? So, the equation of the Euler's line. So, given Euler's line. So, ano tong Euler's line na to? Tama? So, ano itong Euler's line na to? So, the Euler's line, pakita natin. Euler's line natin, so this is the Euler's line, yung line na to. So, makikita nyo, yung Euler line natin, nagpapass through siya sa circumcenter, sa centroid, saka sa orthocenter nung triangle natin. Now, ano yung mga points na yan? Circumcenter, pag nag-drawing ka ng perpendicular bisectors ng kada side natin, perpendicular bisector, perpendicular bisector, perpendicular bisector. Mag-intersect siya dito sa circumcenter. Centroid, alam natin yan, intersection ng medians. Orthocenter, pag nag-drawing ka ng mga altitudes. Halimbawa altitude ay ito. Yan, altitude, altitude, altitude. Diba? Perpendicular siya dito. So, mag-intersect din siya at one common point called the orthocenter. So, yan yung orthocenter natin. Now, anong property pa ng Euler line? Kung makikita natin, yung isang orthocenter, yung isang altitude natin, diba? Saka yung Euler line natin, nag-intersect. And yung intersection niya is still the orthocenter. So, sa problem na to, kaya ko dinescribe to, it's because we only need to get the equation of one altitude, no? Para makuha natin yung orthocenter natin. And, yan, by getting the intersection. Okay? Yan. Okay, so first, centroid muna, no? Centroid is this one. So, again, average ng x-coordinates. Average ng x-coordinates. Average ng y-coordinates. Okay? Average ng x, average ng y is this one. Kaya lang, dito sa problem na to, tama, sa problem na to, okay, given yung A, given yung B. Kaya lang si C, hindi pa natin alam yung x-coordinate niya. So, still, x-coordinate pa siya. Aalamin pa natin yung x-coordinate natin. Okay? Now, may kita nyo, di ba, dinescribe ko kanina dun sa figure, the centroid passes, is contained. So, nasa Euler line siya. So, di ba? Yan. The centroid is at the Euler line. So, ibig sabihin, algebraically, yan. Centroid is on the Euler line. So, algebraically, di ba, given na yung equation ng Euler line natin, pag sinubstitute natin yung coordinates ng centroid, so, x, papunta dito, and then y, papunta dito, yan, substitute, x and y, masasatisfy niya yan. Tama? Because nandun siya mismo sa Euler line. So, okay, let's substitute. Dito siya, x minus 1 all over 3, and then negative 1. So, one equation, one unknown. So, you can solve for x equal to 4. So, yun yung x coordinate ng point C natin. And therefore, point C has coordinates 4 and 1. Okay? Coordinates 4 and 1. So, alam na natin yung coordinates ng tatlong points natin. Next, ano yung equation ng altitude from A? So, equation of altitude from A. So, let's draw muna natin. So, altitude. So, this is point A. This is point B. This is point C. So, the altitude from A is this one. So, altitude from A. So, paano natin kukunin yung equation nito? So, we need its slope and this point. Kung saan siya ayan. We need this slope. Ayan. So, we need this slope. Alam niyo. So, syempre, kailangan natin yung slope. And this point. Ayan, point A. Nagpapass through siya dyan, syempre, sa point A na to. So, first, what is the slope of this altitude? So, we need to get the slope of its perpendicular. Yung side BC. Tama? So, we need to get first the slope of BC. So, the slope is YC minus YB all over XC minus XB. So, you'll get, substitute the coordinates natin, you'll get the slope equal to 8/3. Okay? So, the slope equals 8/3. Yan, 10. So, now, ito yung slope ng line BC natin. Therefore, the slope of the altitude which is perpendicular sa side BC is just the negative reciprocal ng line natin. So, which is negative 3 over 8. So, ito ngayon yung slope ng altitude from A natin. Okay? So, ito yung altitude na. Okay? Next, alam na natin yung slope of the line and alam natin nagpapass through siya sa point A. Tama? Which is negative 2 and 3. So, therefore, so 3x plus 8y. So, negative A over B. So, A, B. Doon sa slope of the line natin. Tama? So, 3x plus 8y equals substitute negative 2 and 3. So, negative 2, then 3 equals 18. So, you'll get the equation of the altitude from A being 3x plus 8y equals 18. As a summary, so if you recall, yung equation ng Euler line natin is 51x minus 71y equals 122. So now, paano natin kukunin yung orthocenter natin? So kung naalala niyo yung diniscuss ko kanina, yung intersection ng isang altitude sa Euler line natin gives already the orthocenter of the triangle. So we need to get the intersection of these two lines. Basically, solving the system of equations. Tama? Solve the system of equations. So that's the orthocenter. So you can use yung two equation solver natin, or you can do it manually. No? In either way, makukuha nyo yung intersection of the two lines, which is the orthocenter. So which is 98 over 27 and 8 over 9. Yeah. So medyo mahaba siya. Medyo mahaba siya actually. If you have questions po, no, kung medyo na gugulan pa kayo, medyo may na-confuse kayo, pwede kayo magtanong sa live Q&A natin or after nung live Q&A natin. Pwede naman. Okay po? Yan. So last topic natin. So last topic na tayo. So which is distances, no, between lines and points and angles natin. Okay? So first, distance between a point and a line is this one. So ax1 plus by1 plus c all over square root of a squared plus b squared. So may kita natin, yung equation of the line natin is naka-general form. Pattern doon sa numerator natin. Okay? So x1, y1. So parang sinubstitute lang natin yung x1, y1 dito sa equation of the line. Tama? Ito siya. Okay? Over square root of a squared plus b squared. Sa ibang libro, naka-absolute value yan. Pero dito, hindi ko na pinili na mag-absolute value. Because the sign of D, kung ano yung magiging sign na to, kung positive or negative, yun yung magdidictate ng location ng point natin with respect to the line. So, specifically, positive ang D kapag ang x1, y1 natin is above the line, which is above the line with the negative slope or below a line with the positive slope. And negative siya kapag below the line na negative slope or above the line with a positive slope. Ilang po siya. Sa ibang review books, nakikita nyo, yung sign ng B, yung kinoconsider natin. Pero ito, mas intuitive, mas graphical tignan. So, negative slope, positive slope, negative slope, positive slope. Okay? Yan. So, another one, what if we have two lines? So, para ka lang, kumuha ng, ang derivation yan, diba? Eraser. Okay. Yan. So, what if we have two parallel lines? Ano yung distance between 2 points natin? Yan. Distance between 2 points. So, the derivation is that you get 1 point outside, no? Then, get this distance, no? Using distance from a point to a line. Get this distance. Then, get also this distance. Tama. So, distance dito. We subtract these two. So, you'll get this distance. So, basically, kung mapapansin nyo, di ba? Yung equation of, yung numerator natin is this one. So, in effect, dito, para kang nag-subtract nung dalawang points natin. Parang sinubtract natin tong dalawa. So, that's why, the equation of the distance between two parallel lines is this one. So, C1 minus C2 absolute value all over square root of A squared plus A squared. Okay po? So, last, angle between two lines. So, we have a line, slope M1. So, there's another way, no, para i-describe yung inclination ng line na to. So, it is given by the angle theta. Tama, which is the slope or the angle of inclination of the line. So, the relationship between the two is theta equals tangent inverse of M. So, where theta 1 ranges from 0 to 180 degrees. Ganyan ko siya pinili. 0 to 180. Okay? Now, so, for line 1, ito siya, tama. So, the tangent of theta 1 is the slope of the line M1. For line 2, ito siya, line 2. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, we always measure theta from the positive x-axis measured counterclockwise. So, positive x-axis measured counterclockwise, we have theta 1. So, that's theta 1. So, dito naman sa theta 2, positive x-axis, counterclockwise movement, theta 2. Okay? So, we have here, tangent theta 2 equals M2. Finally, paano natin kukunin ngayon ito? Diba? We have two intersecting lines. How to get the angle between these two lines? So, ito tayo. So, angle, we denote it as angle alpha from line 1 to line 2. So, line 1, so originating from line 1, going to line 2. Measured counterclockwise. Okay? So, how to get that? Alpha of 1 and 2. So, we need to get the tangent, no? Tangent of alpha 1 to 2, which is equal to the difference between theta 2 and theta 1. So, theta 2 minus theta 1, tama? Then, ito siya, tangent of difference. So, we use the difference identity for tangents, which is tangent theta 2 minus tangent theta 1 all over 1 plus tangent theta 2 tangent theta 1. So, sa trigo class nyo, ma-discuss naman to. So, stay tuned lang. Yan. So, ito yun. Then, tangent theta 2. Alam natin, tangent theta 2 is equal to the slope of the line, M2. Tangent theta 1 is just the slope of the line, M1. Substitute. And then, get the arctangent of this. So, now, the angle between two lines is alpha 1 to 2 of tangent inverse, M2 minus M1. All over 1 plus M1, M2. So, warning lang po. So, if we start measuring from line 1, dapat M2 ang mauuna dito. So, M2 minus M1. So, warning lang tayo dyan. Okay? Ayan. So example, so ito sa example, last example natin. So find the equation of the line bisecting the acute angle between the lines. So ito yung two lines natin. So dito yung two lines natin. So first, let's get the angle between these two lines. Ito, yung orange, saka yung blue na line na to. So we use the formula. So first, we get first the slope. So for the slope of line 1, negative 1. For line 2, it's negative or positive 7. And then, alam na natin yung slope, we can get the angle of intersection. Angle from line 1 to line 2. So again, magsisimula tayo kay line 1. This one, tama? Substitute. We'll get negative 53.1301. So sinubstitute ko siya. Negative yung lumabas sa calculator. Pero, yung range natin is from 0 to 180. So don't worry, mag-add ka lang ng 180 para pumasok siya sa range na yun. So you'll get 126.8699 degrees. Now, sabi sa problem, find an acute angle. So, acute angle yung ibabisect natin. But, this is obtuse. Sorry. This is obtuse because greater than 90 degrees ang angle natin. So, therefore, we discard this one. Tama? Yan. So, instead, let's consider the other angle. So, angle from line 2 to line 1. So, pabaliktad naman. Line 2 to line 1. O, yun. Line 2 from line 1. So, alternatively, equal siya sa 180 minus this one. Kung na-compute niya na siya kanina. Okay? Yan, mas madali siya actually. So, substitute. So, you'll get 53.1301 degrees, which is an acute angle. Okay? So, tama tayo dyan. Tama? Yan. So, alam na natin kung nasan yung acute angle natin. Since, yung acute angle natin, ni-refer natin from line 2, therefore, yung angle bisector natin, i-refer din natin from line 2. So, always, ang measurement na ngayon ng angles natin is from line 2. Okay? Therefore, so again, from line 2 to the line of the angle bisector, line B, so tangent inverse, so MB minus M2 all over 1 plus MB, M2. So, substitute. Now, yung angle na to, diba, angle bisector, i-divide niyo yung angle into two parts. So, yung nakuha natin kanina, na acute angle natin, divide natin ng 2. Tama? Yan. Equals, substitute the slopes. MB is unknown pa at this moment. No? And then, we solve now for MB. So, MB is negative 3. Okay? So, MB is negative 3. So, ito yung lines natin. MB is negative 3. So, negative 3, 1. Yung slope natin. So, therefore, ayan, mamaya na pala. Now, next, kunin natin yung point of intersection ng L1 saka L2. So, intersection ng L1 saka L2 is this point, which is dun din dadaan yung angle bisector natin. Kaya natin siya kinukuha. Okay? So, by system of equations, makuha natin si X and Y, being negative 1 over 8 and 25 over 8. So, finally, alam na natin yung slope. So, negative 3 over 1. This is our A. Tama? This is our B. So, therefore, the equation of the angle bisector is 3x plus 1y. Tama? Equal substitute the angle of intersection natin. Negative 1 over 8 and 25 over 8. Equals 11 over 4. So, simplifying, siyempre, tanggalin natin yung denominator. So, times 4 on both sides. You'll get 12x plus 4y. Transpose sa kabila, minus 11 equals 0 for the equation of the angle bisector. So, final answer. Ayan.